You think you know someone, right? You believe you've built something real, something solid. Then you open your stupid mouth about one tiny, bizarre, spicy dream, and boom, everything shatters. He didn't just get mad. He didn't just yell. He left. Over a freaking dream. My life has become a nonstop vortex of drama, accusations, and public humiliation so bad I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And why? All because I decided to share a random thought from my subconscious. A thought! We weren't just a couple, we were that couple. You know the ones I'm talking about. Everyone called us perfect, solid, maybe even a bit sickeningly sweet if you asked our more cynical friends. 2 years. 2 years of inside jokes, late-night talks, lazy Sunday mornings, and plans. So many goddamn plans. He was, or so I thought, my rock. Steady, dependable, someone who knew me. Or at least I thought he did. He always said he loved my honesty, how I just blurt things out. Turns out that appreciation had some serious goddamn conditions. And then there was him, his best friend. We'll call him Todd. Todd was always just there. Not in a bad way, not at first. He was part of the package deal, you know? The loyal sidekick. Funny, yeah, a bit of a goofball. The kind of guy you'd grab a beer with and not think twice about. He was a fixture at our barbecues, game nights. The occasional, we desperately need an impartial observer for this IKEA nightmare crisis. Just Todd. Harmless. Or so I bloody well thought. Looking back, maybe he was a little too present, a little too tangled up in our life. But who the hell looks that closely when you think you're happy and secure? I didn't. Idiot me. The rage boiling up in me now? It's not just for Peter. It's for the whole flimsy lie of what I thought we had. That perfect life blew up right in my face. And the fuse? Lit by something as utterly ridiculous as a dream. The dream itself. Ugh, God, it's almost mortifying to even think about the details now, knowing what it ended up costing me. This wasn't some fluffy, romantic fantasy. It was vivid. Shockingly vivid. One of those dreams that feels so damn real you wake up confused, heart-hammering, trying to shake off whatever crap your brain decided to cook up without asking. It was me, and it was Todd, and it was intense. The kind of spicy that makes your eyes pop open when you remember it, even if it's just your imagination running wild. No emotional connection in the dream, no secret declarations of love. It was just raw, totally unexpected. And yeah, honestly, a little bit thrilling in that detached, what the hell was that way? I woke up that morning in this weird haze, half amused, half totally bewildered. And then it hit me. The catastrophically stupid, life-destroying thought. This would be a crazy story to tell him. Peter, yeah, I actually managed to convince myself it would be, hot, funny, proof of how incredibly open and trusting we were, that I could share even the most messed up, inappropriate dream and we'd just laugh it off? Maybe he'd even be turned on by how audacious it was, by my wild subconscious. The excuses I spun in my head were just pathetic. I pictured us laughing, him maybe teasing me a little, then pulling me close. What a complete, deluded idiot I was. The rage I feel towards myself for that level of stupidity burns hotter than anything. I actually believed honesty is the best policy, even for the garbage your brain churns out when you're asleep. It's infuriating to think how casually I decided to light the fuse on a bomb right in the middle of my own damn life. So there we were, later that day. Just lounging on the couch, a totally typical evening. But that dream was still nagging at the back of my mind, this ridiculous little secret. And then, in a moment of what I can only call temporary freaking insanity, I just blurted it out. I tried to make it sound casual, like a bit of a laugh. "Babe, I had the absolute craziest dream last night," I started, probably with a stupid little smirk on my face. "You will not believe this." It was about Todd. The shift was instant, not dramatic, No shouting, no immediate accusations. Oh no, it was worse. His smile didn't just fade, it was like someone flipped a switch off behind his eyes. He just went still. That horrible, unnerving stillness that screams way louder than any yelling ever could. "What do you mean?" he asked, his voice totally flat, completely empty of the warmth I was so used to. And like the clueless idiot I clearly am, I told him. Not every single graphic detail, but enough. Enough for him to get the picture. Enough for that spicy part to be crystal clear. I was still, pathetically, half expecting a flicker of amusement, maybe a shocked laugh. Instead, his face just hardened. The look in his eyes shifted from confusion to something icy, something I'd never ever seen from him. It was this awful mix of disbelief, pure hurt, and a terrifying kind of quiet fury. He didn't say a word for what felt like forever, just stared, not even at me, but sort of through me. The air got thick, that playful, crazy story vibe I'd so stupidly hoped for. It curdled into something tense and ugly, and the anger, oh, the anger started to bubble up in me then. Not just at myself anymore, but at him. At this completely ridiculous, over-the-top reaction to a dream. A freaking dream. It doesn't mean anything. Or does it? His chilling silence made me second-guess everything. The silence finally broke. Not with a bang, but with this low, guttural sound of disbelief from him. "You dreamt that about Todd?" His voice was so full of hurt it almost made me feel guilty. Almost. Because then his anger kicked in, and it was this suffocating, quiet rage that was way more terrifying than any shouting match could ever be. "It was just a dream," I kept saying, my voice getting louder, a frantic edge creeping in. "It doesn't mean anything. It's not like I want to. You know, with Todd, it was just random crap my brain made up." But he wasn't having it. He just shook his head, a muscle twitching in his jaw. "How could you even think that, let alone tell me?" He got up, started pacing. The air was thick, charged with unspoken accusations, and this betrayal he obviously felt deep down. "I told you because I tell you everything. Because I thought we were strong enough for this, for some stupid random dream." My own anger was exploding now, this defensive, pissed-off rage. How could he be taking this so damn seriously? How could he twist this into some kind of massive statement about my feelings, about our entire relationship? The argument, if you can even call it that, it was more like him completely shutting down, and me frantically trying to get him to listen, went on for what felt like an eternity. My explanations, my desperate promises that it meant nothing, they all just hit a brick wall. He looked at me like I was a total stranger, like I'd suddenly shown some disgusting hidden side of myself. And then, those words that still ring in my ears, delivered with this chilling finality. "I can't do this. I need space." Space? Over a freaking dream? I begged, I pleaded, I'm pretty sure I cried out of pure frustration and disbelief. He just packed a small bag, his face a mask of hurt and determination. "Trust is everything," he whispered, as if I'd shattered our entire world with a random thought my brain had while I was asleep. And then he just walked out. Just like that. He left me. He left us, all because of a dream. The absolute pure rage I feel about that, it's still eating me alive. The next morning, I woke up to a nightmare way worse than any dream. My phone was blowing up. A relentless flood of notifications. Texts from his friends, my friends, even his freaking mom. Apparently, news travels at lightning speed when your boyfriend dramatically walks out over a shocking confession. How did they even find out? Did he tell them? The thought alone made my blood boil. And then came the social media shitstorm. It was like my private, humiliating pain was suddenly everyone else's entertainment. Screenshots of something I vaguely remember panic texting him late that night started doing the rounds. Memes. Oh God, the memes. My face, his face, Todd's oblivious face plastered onto some stupid template, TikToks picking apart the dream girl and the betrayed boyfriend. It was a digital crucifixion, seriously. Some people painted me as the villain, a Jezebel secretly lusting after her man's best friend. Others, trying to be all edgy, said I was just too real for him. My DMs became this disgusting pit of unsolicited advice, judgment, and, get this, offers for revenge rebounds. It was grotesque. I made it worse, obviously. In a moment of pure desperation, just wanting anyone to get my side of the story, I posted this tearful, rambling Instagram story. Bad idea. Horrible, catastrophic idea. The comments were brutal. You deserve it. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He's better off without you. Social media eats up drama, especially when it's not their own. They pick it apart, judge it, and then just move on to the next disaster. Meanwhile, I was the one left living in the wreckage. His friends started subtweeting me. You know, those cryptic little digs clearly aimed right at me. He even posted one of those infuriatingly vague, holier-than-thou black screens with white text. Trust is everything. Once it's broken, it's over. The hypocrisy was staggering. He broke us over a dream. The pressure to look unbothered online was insane. But how do you act unbothered when your entire life has just publicly imploded? Every single attempt I made to clarify or defend myself just threw more fuel on the fire. Oversharing online, especially when you're emotional, is literally like pouring gasoline on a dumpster fire. It turns your private hell into a public circus for everyone to gawk at. The anger I felt was huge. At him, at his friends, at random strangers on the internet, and at the whole damn mess. This wasn't just a breakup. It was a full-blown public shaming. Honestly, looking back at all this crap, the main thing I've learned is that some people are just unbelievably fragile. That honesty, even about something as totally unreal as a dream, can be turned into a weapon or, like in my case, be the actual detonator for your entire life blowing up. He shattered everything. Over a figment of my imagination. A figment. Was it just a dream? Yes. Did it mean something deeper? Who the hell knows, and honestly, who even cares when the reaction is this insane? My spicy dream cost me my relationship, my sanity, and a huge slice of my dignity, thanks to all the internet vultures out there. The anger is still right here, burning a bitter hole in my chest. Maybe the real lesson here is that some thoughts are just better kept locked up tight in your own head, especially when your partner is apparently one random subconscious thought away from a complete and utter meltdown. He abandoned me in this hurricane of drama, and for what? For a dream he couldn't handle, unfreaking believable.